Commander Replay. Arahbo is the Black Panther. Can Arahbo team up with Tony Stark, Steve Rogers, and Thor to take down Nekusar, Kozilek, and Ramos? Find out next on Commander Replay. Alright, welcome back everyone, playing some Arahbo Roar of the World. Tribal Cats. Black Panther, Avenger, meow. Let's look at our opening hand. Our opening hand would be actually really good if we had a single forest. If we did, we'd get down this Miri's Guile and likely find our way into another land, but that is way too risky to keep, so we're not going to do that. By the looks of it, looks like we got some fairly nasty opponents in Nekusar the Mind Razor, Kozilek the Great Distortion, and Ramos Dragon Engine. Alright, so we are going to mulligan that one. It is slightly better? I guess it's keepable. Well, we can get the Fleecemane Lion down, so that's good. If we get the Fleecemane Lion down, then put the Keen Sense on it, I feel like life should be pretty good after that. So I think we can make this work. And now that there's a Nekusar on the table, I'm just remembering that I forgot to put Reliquary Tower in this deck, so oops. Oh boy. Turn 1 Mana Crypt for the Kozilek opponent, followed by a Worn Power Stone, so Kozilek well on their way. For a green-white deck, there isn't nearly as much artifact and enchantment removal in here as there should be, which is unfortunate. Openers like that are exactly the problem with allowing turn 1 Mana Crypt. When you go Mana Crypt into another acceleration piece, you have so much mana available to you on turn 2. As long as they make a land drop, they'll have 6 mana on their second turn, and that's just ridiculous. We draw into a Brimaz, we'll play the Command Tower, and pass the turn. Ooh, there's a Waste Knot for the Nekusar. Yeah, if we do find some removal, that's going to have to go. The Ramos opponent's going to Enlighten Tutor. Waste Knot will cause some problems. That is definitely something we need to be careful of. Opponent goes for a Chromatic Lantern. So Mana Crypt flip for the Kozilek opponent, and loses the flip down to 37. Gonna play a Kozilek's Channeler. There's one I haven't seen before. Although that should probably go in my Emrakul deck. That's not a bad card. 5 mana, makes 2 additional mana. Seems good to me. Can only hope Nekusar has a Vandal Blast somewhere. That will completely shut out the Kozilek opponent. And a Sol Ring coming down for the Ramos opponent, followed by the Chromatic Lantern. So this is the problem with Mana Crypt and Sol Ring, is that it's turn 2, and we are already very behind. We do draw a Path of Ancestry. A little bit frustrating right there. Yeah, let's play the Fleecemane Lion, just get that into play, and we'll go for the Path of Ancestry next turn. So we get the Eminence trigger, but we can't attack this turn. Chromatic Lantern for the Nekusar opponent. So opponent loses the flip again, down to 34. Slowly getting there. Plays an Expedition map. Luckily, so far they've been missing land drops, although this Expedition map will find them a land. I bet they go for something like Ancient Tomb. Goes for an Eldrazi Temple. Yep, that would make sense. Even better than an Ancient Tomb when you're in an Eldrazi deck. And follows it up with a Smuggler's Copter. Fist of Suns for the Ramos opponent. Interesting card. Back to our turn. We draw an Opal Palace. Alright, we have interesting choices. We're going to put the Keen Sense on the Fleecemane Lion. Get the Arahbo trigger as we move to combat. We're going to swing into the Kozilek. Chance of them having removal is pretty low. At least anything at instant speed that really is going to make a difference. So I think we'll get this damage in. Plus they are very far ahead, so definitely need to put some damage in on them. So they go down to 28, and we're going to get the draw card. We draw into Nazan. We'll play the Path of Ancestry right here and pass turn, leaving up mana for Path of Exile in case one of the big nasties come down. So this is my very first game with the deck. When I built it, I wasn't sure if I should go kind of mid-range and get some things like Brimaz and Alms Collector and some of the other cool cats that are kind of between like 3 and 6 mana, or if I just really focus on the 1 and 2 mana cats and go hyper aggressive with it. I wasn't really sure what the correct build for this deck is, but Arahbo's ability to give something +3/+3 just right off the bat means you can get some pretty threatening things down, which means, I feel like getting some of those 1 and 2 mana cats in here isn't the worst idea, since you can really put some early damage on people. Obviously, the question becomes, can you sustain the damage? And that's where you're going to want to use things like Teferi's Protection and Heroic Intervention to protect your stuff. But for this first run through, I just wanted to use a lot of the legendary cats that I just haven't been able to use over the years. Things like Jedit Ojanen are in here, and Jareth. Brimaz always seems to fall a little bit short of most of the deck lists that I build. So yeah, I'm just excited to get some of the legendary cats out there, even though they may ultimately get cut as the deck evolves. There's a Jace Belrun Party Jace for the Nekusar opponent. I'll do some partying. We want to find land. There's 37 in the deck with Cultivate, Kodama's Reach, and Nissa's Pilgrimage. There's a comeuppance. That'll be good against the Kozilek and the Nekusar. Nekusar will try to do damage with a lot of wheel effects, and Kozilek just obviously a very big creature. So we can do a little bit with that. Alright, let's see what Kozilek's got this turn. Currently, for an Eldrazi, they have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana available. They are one short of Kozilek. There's a Conduit of Ruin. That'll find them another Eldrazi and put them in range of Kozilek next turn. Ramos is 5 color, so I'm hoping they have a little bit of removal. Someone really needs something to slow down this Kozilek opponent. Puts an Ulamog the Infinite Gyre into their hand. Yeah, a board wipe right here would be incredible. A Vandal Blast would be even better. Who's got the Vandal Blast? So Ramos coming into play. No Vandal Blast right there. Back to our turn. We draw Balan Wandering Knight. Didn't really need Balan, to be completely honest. I say we swing into the Ramos. Well, we could swing into the Kozilek. Kozilek won't have any flying blockers, which means that Ramos can also get in on them. Yeah, let's just keep going at Kozilek. Kozilek wants to block or double block. I'm okay with that. Also, we can kind of blow him out with Path to Exile if they decide to go that route. Opponent's going to crew up the Smuggler's Copter. Well, with that being the case, then, yeah, we're just not going to attack into that opponent. We definitely want to get the damage through, so I guess Nekusar. I still want to draw the card, so I'm not going to go at the Jace right here. I'll let someone else take the Jace down. So Nekusar is going to take the hit. They drop to 34, and we get another Keen Sense trigger. We draw Forests. Forests are good. We need to leave a white mana open, which means we can't cast any of our double white creatures, which appears to be most of them. I think I'm going to use the Opal. I'm going to go with the Opal Palace right here so we can get down the Leonin Skyhunter. So cast Leonin Skyhunter, and that'll get us a Scry. Still trying to find some lands. There's Anissa's Pilgrimage. That's exactly what we want, so keep that on top. Leonin Skyhunter in, and we'll pass the turn. Party Jace going to party some more. We draw into Anissa's Pilgrimage. Currently don't have Spell Mastery. There are 0 cards in our graveyard. Signet coming down for the Nekusar. Coalition Relic for the Nekusar. So Nekusar leaving 3 mana open, that's definitely counterspell mana. Be interesting to see what they do. Nice, Kozilek loses another flip, goes down to 22 on the Mana Crypt. Trigger. Ulamog Ceaseless Hunger coming into play. Yeah, this is probably going to be bad, although I feel like we have the least threatening things on board. Opponent's going to go after Ramos and Fist of Suns, letting them know that they should probably hit the Waste Knot. Ramos says, oh, you're going to hate me, buddy, so let's see where this goes. Come on, Austere Command? Although Ulamog's indestructible, so that would survive an Austere Command. Let's see what they got. Ooh, that's a Nicol Bolas Planeswalker. Let's see if this resolves. It does. Nekusar started to tap their mana, but decided against it. So Nicol Bolas gonna steal the Ulamog. Opponent's gonna Croesus Charm the Ulamog. Ew. And wonders, why would you do that? Yeah, now he's just gonna recast it. So most likely opponent will recast their Ulamog next turn. The question that I have, if we allow that to happen, I feel like they'll target the Nicol Bolas with it. So I'm actually going to leave the Nicol Bolas alive, which is like not usually a good idea ever, but oh, and yeah, so Ramos scoops it up. I say we lay down, well, we can wait. Well, we're going to need to get rid of that Jace. Will Ulamog hit the Jace? No, they probably won't. Opponent's going to crew up their Smuggler's Copter again. Yeah, I think we blast Jace right here. Everyone's got a lot of cards in hand, except for the Nekusar opponent. So we have 9 cards in hand. We need to do something about that. We can play the Temple of the False God. That brings us down to 8. Can't play Nissa's Pilgrimage right here, just because then we'll have to discard a hand size, which I don't want to do. Part of me wants... well, I'm not expecting... Alms Collector could be interesting if a wheel effect shows up. So part of me wants to leave that up. But only leave 2... Yeah, I guess we Nissa's Pilgrimage right here. So get some forests into play. We've got 3 open mana. I guess we just lay down Brimaz. We'll lay down Brimaz, and then we'll look to exile whatever big Eldrazi comes down the following turn. And we'll get a Scry out of that. There's a Bloodforged Battle Axe. That's pretty good with Balan. Yeah, I think we'll keep that. There's a Blasphemous Act. That's actually really good news. So that shuts off the Eldrazi threat for a while, so that actually makes me really happy. I think this coming turn we just slam Nazan and get the hammer into play. There's a Steel Hellkite. That can be a little bit annoying. There's the Bloodforged Battle Axe, so lay down the forest and cast Nazan. There's a Rishkar's Expertise on top. Yeah, we'll keep that. That should draw us many cards. Oh, nope, our library is going to get shuffled anyway, so I guess that's not going to matter. Yeah, let's get the Hammer of Nazan. And then we'll lay down the Bloodforged Battle Axe, and that'll get a free equip to Nazan, and we'll pass the turn. We get an Arahbo trigger that we can't use, unfortunately. Opponent is crewing up the smuggler's copter. I don't think they realize that we have summoning sickness, so we're not going to be attacking. So pass the turn. So Nekusar coming into play. That'll get us some additional card draw. Right now we're still at 40 life, so things aren't too bad yet. There's a Font of Mythos, so life totals will drop, but at the cost of everyone drawing a million cards. Oh man, if we get the Alms Collector down, Alms Collector will do some work with that Font of Mythos. We'll be able to draw like half of our deck. So opponent's going to take some damage off the Nekusar, and they'll take a little bit more off the Font of Mythos. So Kozilek all the way down to 15, plays a Fell Warstone, plays a Basalt Monolith, still hasn't played his opponent. Oh, opponent finally plays a third land. Jeez, it's turn 7. There's been multiple extra draws with that Jace hanging around in play. I don't know. Something seems suspect over there. I have to imagine that they are not playing enough lands for the commander that they are playing. Phyrexian Lens. Pay 1 life, add 1 mana of any color. Huh, that doesn't seem very good. Well, I guess it's colored mana if opponent really needs colored mana for something, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that one. Opponent goes no attacks with the Steel Hellkite. Question is, do we blow up the Steel Hellkite? We could also shoot down the Nekusar, which is interesting because, well, I guess we save it, even though we're about to draw a million cards, and we're probably going to have to discard the hand size. We don't have a ton of removal in this deck, so I want to save the little bit that we have, even though we're drawing a million cards. Oh, there's a Jitte. Nice. Ooh, Miri's Guile. Well, I guess Miri's Guile isn't going to do anything with all the draws that are happening. Control 2 or more basic lands. We do control 2 or more basic lands, so we'll get that down. Yeah, maybe we should have shot the Nekusar on the end step last turn. We know that opponent has an Ulamog in their hand. That's not amazing. We'll play the Jit. It'll get equipped for free. We'll play the Miri's Guile. Right here, I'm going to swing into the Nekusar. If they block, they block. Oh! Wow, I completely forgot that when an equipped creature you control attacks, you may tap a blocker of the defending player. I completely forgot about that part of Nazan. So that is huge. So now we'll definitely get the damage in. Use Nazan. That is sweet. So opponent's going to take a hit for 12. And we're going to get a Bloodforged Battle Axe trigger and a Jitte trigger. Very nice. This is all good news. Opponent goes down to 22. We get another Bloodforged Battle Axe. That gets equipped for free because of the hammer. Oh, I love that combo. So good. So opponent down to 22. We know that there will be probably a Ulamog coming down for the Eldrazi opponent. Do we do anything? I think right here we run out the Alms Collector. Right now we have actually a lot of strong targets in play. So with that, that means opponent won't have enough removal off of those Eldrazi to get all of our stuff. They can get one thing, which would be moderately painful, but we have so many good things out right now that they won't be able to deal with everything. Prowling Serpapod, I don't believe we need at this juncture, so we'll put that to the bottom. And this Alms Collector is going to work amazing with everything that this Nekusar has going on. So we draw a Garruk Wildspeaker. Very nice. Thing we'll need to watch out for is wheel effects. Cyclonic Rift would also be pretty bad. It would take the Kozilek opponent right out of the game. It would be a very big tempo loss for us, so I don't know that we'd be able to deal with it super well. There's a Niv Mizzet. Whenever you draw a card, deals 1 damage to target creature or player. Seems pretty good. There's a Signet, so no wheel effects yet. Mana Crypt flip for the Kozilek. Loses the flip again. They've lost most of the flips, and they're going to lose a little bit more off of the Nekusar. Goes all the way down to 9. We draw into a White Sun Zenith. There's Ulamog coming down. Let's see what 2 permanents they choose to exile. Choose to go after Nazan and Nekusar. Yeah, it's a little bit annoying. Opponent decides to go on the offensive, and they're going to swing into the Nekusar opponent, so I'm all about that. So opponent earlier said that he wasn't going to attack the Nekusar opponent, but he said things have changed. Yeah, when a player leaves, that can really upset the balance of the game. I get that. So Nekusar drops to 17, and opponent's going to activate the Steel Hellkite. Going X2, nice. That is really nice. So right here, we should just be able to end step, shoot the Ulamog, and then kill the Kozilek opponent. So opponent's going to get a land out of the deal. We get a Miri's Guile trigger. It's not really going to matter too much. There's a Pride Mage on top. That'll be good. Plenty of artifacts and enchantments to blow up in this matchup. We draw everything off the top. So drop a forest. We'll play the Kasali Pride Mage. That way we can get the Exalted trigger. And right here, I just plan to take down the Kozilek opponent. We have so many more cards than the Nekusar. I feel like we're in a pretty good place against them. We do want to leave up mana for this comeuppance, just in case things go wrong. We're going to equip up the Jitte. And we'll equip up 1 Bloodforge Battle Axe. And that should be exactly enough. I'll use the Arahbo ability and swing into the Kozilek opponent, and this should do it. I can't imagine that they have any removal. Boom! So the Kozilek opponent goes down. Very nice. We get an Umezawa's Jitte trigger and a Bloodforge Battle Axe trigger. The new Bloodforge Battle Axe will get a free equip off of the hammer. So we'll do that. We get some more counters on the Jitte. We have 4 counters on the Jitte, which is exactly enough to blow up this Niv Mizzet, which seems like a very good idea against this deck. So Niv Mizzet goes down, and we will leave up 4 mana for the comeuppance, just in case. In case opponent luck sacks their way into something like Underworld Dreams and a Wheel of Fortune or something like that. There's a Reforge the Soul, so we're just going to lay down the comeuppance right now, just so we know opponent can't kill us. They can still interact with our permanents, but we know that they won't be able to hit some magical draw that finds a way to either kill us or just do enough damage that they survive and kill us a following turn. So we'll burn the comeuppance right there. We get a... Oh, nice! The Alms Collector. So opponent can only draw 1 card because of the Alms Collector, and we draw 8. Nice. And we got a Rishgar's expertise in there, so yeah, we could draw more cards and do more stuff. Archfiend of Ifnir, you say? Sure. Miri's Guile. So, Alms Collector coming through right there. Apparently really good against wheel effects. There's a Stalking Leonin. It looks like the best thing we have, so we'll go with that on top. Although, Font is still out, so we will end up drawing all of them. The question is, can we bypass the Archfiend as a blocker? Actually, this might be a good time to cast Arahbo. Yeah, Arabo's ability gives trample, so this is a great opportunity to actually cast Arahbo. Tap our lands the right way. Let's get Arahbo. So Arahbo comes in. Duelist Heritage should definitely finish the job. For Arabo's ability, we need white and green. There's a white. There's a green. So drop a land. Use the Opal Palace right there. Get the Duelist Heritage down, and things are looking good. Power up the Alms Collector. It's now a 10-7. It'll get double strike when it attacks. We're going to give it double strike. It's going to get exalted. And we stacked that trigger wrong. Oops. And we'll use the Arahbo ability to double its power. There's green, there's white, and there's white. Yes. So we now have a 2017 double striking, trampling Alms Collector. And this should do it. So attack 1, bam, there it is. Opponent goes to 0. Don't even get the double strike hit off. So, wow. This is my very first game with Arahbo. Haven't played the Cats deck at all. It's pretty strong. It's not bad. I was a little surprised, actually. So even just giving +3/+3 to a creature every turn does mean that you can basically just constantly attack. Even if you just play something like a 2/2, for the first 4 or 5 turns, it's bigger than most things that are on the board, since everyone's just trying to sit there and ramp usually. Yeah, we were able to punch out some nice early damage, and this deck scaled really well into the late game with all of the equipments, which I thought was really nice. We have a decent amount of cats in the 4 through 6 slots, so I didn't want to go hyper aggressive with this one, but at some point I do want to try that build out where just go really low to the ground, 1 and 2 mana cats, and then use our 3 and 4 slots to kind of protect our position, and probably follow that up with overrun style effects and things like that. But yeah, honestly, the deck overperformed from what my initial expectations were. So, yeah, Arahbo's a pretty sweet commander. Definitely recommend you guys check him out. Anyway, that's going to be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching.